Hello everyone, I'm Cassie Zhenjiajia. Today I'm so glad to be here to share my experience with you. And today I'm going to talk about my experience of running a B&B and share with you my 9-year experience, those difficulties and those good time. And actually it's a special experience for me because I know that we have so many friends from afar in South America. Although I am not so familiar with your cultures, but I will tell you about how we run or how we operate our B&Bs in Taiwan. And this is a popular method. I'm not sure whether this approach can help you or not, but maybe you can you can take a look. And during the course, if you have any questions, you can raise your hands immediately and we can interact with each other and let's make this course better. So let's move to our topic today, gas management and interactions. Of course, at the very beginning, I want to introduce myself. I study and I was a major of Department of Leisure and Recreation Management. After graduation, I worked in different companies for a period of time. And our after our B&Bs was finished and established, my mom called me to help her, and I started to become the housekeeper of our B&B. And the picture here is my B&B Villa Provence. It is a dream of my parents. They started everything from scratch. They wanted to establish their own B&B after they retired, and so that they can share their stories with those travelers and tourists. And I became a dream carrier, realized our parents' dream. And actually, we don't have any related backgrounds related to on on running B&Bs. At the very beginning, we don't or we didn't have any thoughts about running how to run a B&Bs. So we also have some arguments with each other. And then later we find the right track, the right direction. Along the way, my parents and I have become the best team players with each other. For me, a lot of people say that a lot of people say that they it seems that we are so busy, but because of our B&Bs, we can make friends from around the world and we can share our own stories. I am the housekeeper of Nanjang Villa Provence with 9 years experience. Actually, it's a job that can bring happiness to me. And I'm also the Facebook fan page manager of Nanjang Villa Provence. Normally, when we when we have guests, I'm responsible for dealing with them. And when we don't have any guests, I will post some posts on Facebook to share the views and what we did today, so that they can know the latest news of our B&Bs. And then Taiwan host. On the right upper corner, a lot of people might ask that, what is Taiwan host? And actually, it is an official B&B brand recognized by the Tourism Bureau, Ministry of Transportation and Communication in Taiwan, and just like Michelin. And we uphold 6 main virtues: kindness, friendliness, cleanliness, hygiene, safety, and quality. Every 3 years, we as B&B owner, we need to take courses to improve ourselves. After those courses, official from Tourism Bureau will visit your B&B and examine your B&Bs. If you fail those evaluations, you will lose those certifications for 3 years. Because of these strict evaluation, our guests can enjoy a certain and standard quality of our B&Bs. A lot of foreign friends will, when they came to Taiwan, they will choose B&Bs from Taiwan host so that they can stay here peacefully and without any worries. And they can also enjoy the friendliness and hospitality in Taiwan. So after they came to our B&B, they can interact with the owner of B&Bs and know better of the local culture in Taiwan. And these two pictures here is the tourism exhibition. And at that time, we are promoting Taiwan. We are promoting Taiwan host. These legal B&Bs recognized, these legal B&B brand recognized by Tourism Bureau. And later, I want to introduce you Nanzhang, Miaoli County. We are located, our B&B is located in Nanzhang, central Taiwan. Nanzhang Old Street is one of the most famous tourist attraction. On the right upper corner, we can see that this is a old theater of Nanzhang. Now, it didn't display any theaters, but it has become a tourist attraction for tourists to take pictures. And then these two pictures are also very scenic spots for a local film. It's called Waterfall of Valley, God Valley. And then this is a Shangtian Lake. Although Nanzhang is a countryside, but it is full of and surrounded with natural resources. And it has biodiversity and abundant produces. So we also, Nanzhang also obtained the International CITES Law certification. And then I want to introduce Nanzhang Villa Provence to you. We are located in the mountain regions. You probably need to drive for 30 minutes from Nanzhang Old Street. So it takes a while for you to get to our B&Bs. And on the lower right, those are trophies that we gained from Taiwan host. In 2015, we were awarded first place in Taiwan's top 10 most popular secret Taiwan host B&B in 2015. And when I talk about this award, I have an interesting story to share with you. And normally, because our B&Bs is located in the mountain side, so there's no mailman reaching that far, and those mail carriers will put our letters in another house on the uh, not in the mountain view. At that time, a tourism bureau called me and said that we can vie vie for a competition that can win some money. And my father is a police, and he told me that we shouldn't enjoy or crave for something for free. And then the next day, the tourism bureau called me again and asked us, why don't you upload your pictures yet? Do you think that we are scammers? So they ask us to check the official website of tourism bureau. And this is also the first honor that we won together. And in 2018, we were selected as one of Taiwan's top 100 B&Bs. And we were also winning first prize in the Magnificent Mountain View category of the top 10 Taiwan host B&B in 2018. With those arduous efforts, we finally gained some recognition. But we always remind ourselves that never forget why we started this career. And we need to still work hard. And then I will share some pictures with you and talk about our B&B through these pictures so that you can have a better understanding of our B&Bs. And on the upper left corner, our B&B is located at a height of 6 meters, 600 meters. Many tourists say that our B&B is in the middle of a mountain. They need to trek through the zigzag roads. We have fresh air and magnificent and fantastic views. But the disadvantage of our B&B is that they need to go through these zigzag mountainous roads. And most of tourists cannot tolerate these mountainous roads. And most of them, when they arrive at our B&B, they feel so angry because of the road. And our B&B is Provence-like architecture. And we have 14 rooms and we can handle 44 guests. And most of guests like to rent this rent this B&B, and they like to walk around. You can see the lower right corner picture. They like to enjoy the sunshine and watching the stars at the midnight. And many guests will ask us, do you have any equipment or facilities? And I will tell them, actually, you come here, you just enjoy the nature and all the beauties from the environment. We have magnificent mountain view and fresh air and glittering sunshine. E- Even you just zone out at outside of our B&Bs, you can recharge. You can feel recharged. So many guests say that they feel so stressed because of their urban city life. And they say that every time when they come to our B&B, they can relieve, release their stress and then feel recharged and then back to their normal life. Then this is the lobby of our B&B. My mom is so romantic. The style is the Provence style is symbolize the symbolic symbol of Provence style is roses. So because we didn't have sufficient capital to employ or to ask a designer, interior designer to help us do the interior designs, so they decided to so our parents decided to do it by themselves. So you can see that all the decoration inside and outside of the B&Bs are made and established by my parents. And every seasons or Christmas, Halloween's, or Chinese Lunar New Year, we will make some different decorations in the B&B because we have 60% loyal customers. So every time when they come to our B&B, they can enjoy a different view and feelings of our B&Bs. And we have different room size, twin size, twin room, double room, and quadruple room. And each room we will design different decorations. We hope that different style in different room, those our guests can enjoy different feelings every time when they come to our B&B. As for the lower right corner is the brand new style. It's a connecting rooms that actually were two quadruple rooms. And we also have tree house-like design that is kids' favorite. And then apart from the main building of our B&B, the upper left, is our square. So parents can hang out with kids. And we also build a sandpit for kids so that when kids come to our B&B, they won't just scrolling their phones all the time. They can enjoy some outdoor activities. And then we also set some spots for guests so that they can take pictures and post to their social media platforms. So apart from the barbecue session, we also provide them a small place so that they can drink together at night. And then it's about the right, the lower right. The lower right is the barbecue site, and people can come here will be surrounded by the magnificent mountain views so that they can enjoy the delicious barbecue and then also watching the splendid mountain view sites so that our guests can come here and enjoy many outdoor activities so that they can really feel, oh, they are so relaxed. My father really loved mountain and really loved nature. He has its own insights because our campsite is so large, but my father insists that he will not spread the uh, chemical substance on the grass. As for the left, the upper left, it is the season of it is the season of the firefly. You don't need to carry a flashlight, and you can enjoy the light from those firefly. And every time when guests come to our B&B, we will tell them, please remember to protect our nature. And we will tell them that we will turn off the light at 7 o'clock. And other competitors will say that, why? How did you do that? You can ask all of your guests to turn off their lights at 7 because many people come to a B&B, they won't turn off the lights so early. But I would just tell them that please follow our rules because we can lower the light pollution so that they can enjoy a better view at night of fireflies. And then they can enjoy a starry sky at nights. And they can enjoy many beautiful mountainous views. And they say it looks like picturesque. And the rainbow is appears after torrential rain. And you can enjoy the beautiful views of our B&Bs. And that's our features of our B&Bs. And you can tell them from these pictures. And then we are moving to our topic today, guest management and interactions. And today's presentation is divided into 5 parts: guest management, guest service, guest interactions, and establishing uniqueness, and conclusion, ending. And finally, we will have Q&A section and we can talk about it. And of course, if you have any question during my presentation, you can tell me in real time and we can discuss together. I hope that you can enjoy my sharing and my thoughts, and we can have a better interactions together. And then first, guest management. What is the guest service department? Guest service department is also known as the front desk or counter, and it belongs to the department that directly serves and faces guests. And what's the importance of guest service department? It is the face of a hotel or B&B, and it's the starting point of a guest service. And it is also the first impression of our B&B. And then this is a hotel guest management organization chart. We can see that under the guest service department, there are several different divisions, including reservation group, operator, receptionist, guest service center, main hall supervisor, night manager. And under the guest service center, there are different parts of positions: bellboy, security, airport receptionist, and driver. And we can see that they divided their jobs and positions into very detailed. So they just need to handle their job descriptions, and that's okay. So, but compared to the B&B manager, let's see B&B gas management organization chart. I believe that you can see B&B manager need to be multitasking or need to be a multitasker, because I need to be a receptionist and I'm also the one who updates our Facebook fan page. And I'm also a travel planner for our guests. And some of our guests don't drive by themselves, so I need to be the driver for them. Apart from that, I also need to be a photographer in our B&B to help our guests take pictures. And I'm also the receptionist of our B&B service center. So actually, it is quite different between the B&B guest management organization chart and hotel organization chart. And then let's move to the next topic, guest service. At the very beginning, when I started my career in B&B, what advantages of our B&B that can attract different guests so that these guests can come to or choose our B&B again. And then I decided to experience different B&Bs as a guest. What does a guest need? And what impressed them the most? And I found that it is service. We need to provide them service with warmth. So I started to think about what kind of services that we can provide to our customers. So I think we need to let guests enjoy our services early, even before their journey begins. So, first part, pre-departure preparation. So, first one, we need to take care of the guests' demands before they even think of them. Because I stay in different B&Bs, so many different B&Bs, and most of them will tell you about traveling to Nose. But actually, on the first day of arriving the city where the B&B is located, we want to enjoy the local cuisine or secret attractions. If we don't tell our guests the local places, probably they cannot search for those places online. And so, and probably those guests need to work before they start their trip. So before 1 to 2 days, I will remind them the weather here before guests check in. And I will also tell them the traveling to Nose, check-in details, reminder, transportation information, scenic spots, local cuisine recommendations, and I will tell them the weather here so that if the weather is so cold, they can prepare a thick clothes for their kids or the elderly. And so before they come to our B&Bs, they can enjoy or feel our services. So we will also tell them local cuisines and scenic spots so that they don't need to prepare or go online searching for different materials beforehand. And this is the reminder of this is the reminder for our guests. And for example, we will tell them that what we have in B&Bs and tell them that we there's no convenience store nearby. So if you want to enjoy the instant noodles at night, please buy it before coming to our B&Bs. And apart from texting them, I will also give them different directions. And I will also recommend them in different ways, like customized plan, because probably our guests are the elderly, so they are not suitable for climbing the mountains. Or some guests might be vegans. And I will also recommend some famous vegan restaurants for them. So they just need to check our messages and reminders before they come to our B&B. It is very convenient and they can enjoy the local cuisine and they can enjoy the secret attractions. They don't need to go to the normal tourist attractions. And apart from these, we need to foresee problems that guests may encounter and prevent them from happening in advance. We use photos to show them the way. Apart from thinking what we can provide to our customers and guests, and also thinking about what problems they may encounter. Because I just mentioned that they need to go through zigzag roads to and then get to our B&B. And so their GPS, their Google Map could be malfunctional on the way because they are in the mountainside. And so I will send them the pictures as a guide so that even though they cannot connect it to the internet, they can see or follow those picture directions to get to our B&Bs so they can feel assured. And many other B&B owners also ask us that how could gain a better comment from those guests. And after they listen to our opinion, they feel so troublesome because it is so troublesome to clean their B&B surroundings. They don't want to do so trivial or meticulous behaviors for guests. And they ask me why, because guests can do those things by themselves. But I tell them that we need to let our guests feel our services and enjoy our services early before their journey begins. And these reminders can really boost their expectations of our B&B. And then let's move to only service we saw can touch the hearts of guests. And we are going to talk about reception etiquette. A lot of people say that there's no standard answer of a good service. For me, what impressed me the most is in 2016, our family really want to enjoy the Japanese five-star hotels. So in 2016, we took a trip to the northeastern Japan, and we make a reservation of 2 rooms. And then when we were taking a hotel shuttle bus, actually there is still a distance to get to the place we stay. You will find that a middle-aged man waved at us, smiling so loudly, and then it seems that they really look forward to our accommodations. And after parking, the hotel receptionist have well be have been well prepared for us. So they will arrange different receptionists who can speak different languages so that we don't need to worry about the language barriers. So along the way, we enjoy the different services from them. And I really want to see the inside of a room. After we arrived, they immediately provided or served us a cup of hot tea because the outside is so cold. And the tea is apple tea. Originally, I really want to see the inside of my room, but when I feel those warm-hearted surfaces, I think all the waitings deserve is is worth waiting. And then the receptionist gave us a tour inside the hotel and tell us the facilities in the hotel and ask us where uh, and ask us the itinerary and tell us don't forget to enjoy the local cuisines. And I just suddenly felt that this Taiwanese receptionist was doing what I do every day in my B&B, from handling guests to providing quality services. It's like a daily routine of me. And I found that for all the guests, maybe that's their first time to take a trip. And I found that service with soul can really touch the hearts of guests. And then first, we are going to talk about R, that is met and send off. We need to keep a clean appearance as the first impression. A tidy uniform is the good first impression. We need to welcome guests warmly, and the first meeting greetings can show our hospitality. And after we meet our guests, we need to find topics. We need to find topics for conversation. And maybe we can ask then that the food that I recommend to you, have you eaten? And probably those guests will reply you that, yeah, the food you recommended is so delicious. And things like that is a way of finding topics so that we can get closer with those guests. And then elderly guests need to be welcome or greeted with more enthusiasm. When I found that if those guests are someone who come to our B&B for the second time or for the third time, I will show my I will show more hospitality to them because they choose us again. And I will also tell them provide them a detailed reminders after check-in, like meal time. And after they are more familiar with our B&B and surroundings, they will feel more assured. That's one. We will also help guests take pictures because nowadays people like to take pictures and post to their social media platforms. So after finish all the check-in administration, I will ask our guests that, do you want to take a family photo, I think most of guests will really appreciate what you do for them, and they can they will post the picture, the family picture that I took for them to their Facebook. And then is to achieve resonance and create a return rate through group interactions. Now, because there are many popular booking hotels websites, and many people will ask us that you don't your B&B is not working with those famous brand booking websites, but you still have a very good return rate. Why? How did you do it? It is because our service, because we will ask them what's the purpose of their trip. For example, like weddings for wedding ceremony or for honeymoon or celebrating a birthday. So I will customize for them. If they have the elderly, we will arrange the rooms on the lower on the second floor, not the rooms in a higher position. And I will also check their time, their tram ticket, so that I can pick them up at the train station. Or for example, they really want to enjoy or try the Hakka food. I will also book, make a reservation at some restaurants. And we will also welcome guests with a smile to convey our hospitality. For example, I will tell them to watch out because when it rains, so that in our services they can feel the warm hospitality. And then we will also use small talks between meals to bring each other closer. After they check in, we will also provide our handmade snacks and desserts to them so that they can enjoy our handmade desserts and watching the splendid mountain views. So it is a good timing to have a small talk with them because probably guests will say that, oh, this is the best desserts that I ever had. And they might ask you, how did you make it? So that we can have more conversations and we will have reach more resonance and they will feel that they make the right decision of choosing our B&B. On this slide, these two pictures shows that our special insight because we are the owner of our B&B, so we know where is the best position to take picture from which angle. So no matter what they are doing, we can simply say, okay, let's take a group photos. And normally they're really happy about it. And then we're going to talk about how to create a return rate through group interactions. We will share stories about the B&B before one day before they come to our B&B. They don't know so much about our B&B. And on day one, when they come to our B&B, they enjoy everything we provide to them. We have built a stronger tie with them. And we will also show them our stories, our B&B stories from scratch to the present during their lunchtime. Or if some guests are interested in some pictures of our slides, and some guests say that they might tell me that I'm sorry, I shouldn't be mad at you because of those zigzag roads, because they saw the pictures I showed them. We need to hire a big cars to carry those concrete to build this B&B. They find that those guests will find that they just drive a small car, so they shouldn't complain about it. So we just simply share stories with some slides. Many and some guests saw our presentation and pictures will say that they want to bring their family or friends to here again. And then last one is complete set of guest dismissal etiquette. We need to work hard on this part. Normally, when other B&B owners are dealing with checkout for guests, they found that we did so many things after checkout and do so many trivial things for our guests. You don't feel tired? Of course I will, but I really want that our guests can bring the warmth and hospitality back to their home, the city. And when they are leaving, I will ask those guests, do you want another group photo? And then after taking pictures, I will remind them that please remember to buy a famous bread nearby and then enjoy the local delicious cuisine on the way. So this reminder can really make our services different from others. And they will also post these pictures, and that is also and advertisement. And I believe that word of mouth marketing is really important, and it's really and it's the most convincing, because so I think the services during check-in to check-out are all important. And then we are going to talk about guest interactions. What's the importance of interaction? These interactions is to establish connections and good feelings with guests. And we want the interaction can let guests stay longer. And I just mentioned that I hope that their pictures is also an advertisement. So I believe word of mouth marketing. Okay, so this is the first part of the presentation. And that's the end of the first part presentation. And you can take a 10 minutes break. So during the break, maybe you can think about whether you have any questions or not, or you have any thoughts you can share with us. And later we will continue the presentation. Thank you. Okay, let's continue our presentation, guest management and interactions. And if you have any questions or any thoughts in your country, you can leave it or you can raise it at the Q&A section. And then these pictures are afternoon tea. We just mentioned that we will provide our handmade desserts for our guests and we will change them. We will change the items that we make. For example, like it's a mango season. We will use mango to make jams and provide our guests mango pudding. Or for example, for example, our mother will also use the local specialty like the flour uh, or Seminous wine to create or to make special desserts. And then they can and our guests can enjoy this afternoon tea on the outside platforms, outdoor terrace, and our guests will leave their comments about how delicious those handmade desserts are. And so when someone are interested in our B&B, when they want to book a room in our B&B, those guests would ask, what will you do? What kind of desserts will you do this week? And I just mentioned that apart from enjoying the mountain views, we also built a BM barbecue site, and they can have their own section. They don't need to use the same or public table with other families. But if they want to, of course they can. And they can barbecuing here and chat with their families, their kids. And some guests might ask that, do we need to prepare any ingredients for barbecue? And we have, as for this part, if you want to enjoy barbecue, we or we will prepare those food and ingredients for our guests. So they need to book for barbecue beforehand. And these food are not frozen food. And these food are also the food that we like. So that's the reason why we choose it. And of course, we also think about those who don't eat barbecue. My mother will also prepare braised pork rice, Hakka break, Hakka style braised pork rice for those guests. So those guests don't need to worry about the food. And this picture shows how steep it is of this location. And if you climb up for 50 meters, you can see the barbecue site. And then you climb another 50 meters, you will reach the rooms you live. So actually, barbecue site, afternoon tea, and the rooms you live are not connected together. They there's some distance. So actually, it's not that convenient for the elderly or those who might have some physical disability. So we will also, we often hear that the elderly will say that, oh, if I want to eat afternoon tea or if I want to eat barbecue, I still need to go down or go up. So they prefer to stay in the rooms because they don't want to be the burden of their family. And at this time, I will tell those guests, if your family have the elderly, I can drive you just 1 minute. It's very convenient. So normally after hearing what I said, they will feel so surprised and happy about my service, my considerate service, because those guests are not familiar with the surroundings. So probably they won't choose to drive by themselves. So at this time, it's our job to provide this service. And I think it's very considerate. So here I say the spirit of active service is a touching art. And then you can see that here's a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, sorry. And I believe that drinking a cup of coffee is a daily routine for everyone. And when we are handling checking for our guests, I felt that he or she looks pale. And and she told me that because of the zigzag row, he felt sick and he has motion sickness. And then he didn't drink a cup of coffee. That's his daily routine. So he really wants to drink. And then I just went to the kitchen and make I brew a cup of coffee for him. He was so surprised because of my small and little help. So they feel really impressed and recognized our service. So that's the reason why I said the spirit of active service is a touching art. So most of the time, we need to find or to discover some small things or trivial things that maybe most people don't notice. And then you can see that this picture, it is a porridge. Actually, porridge is made from rice plus water. And the rice will become so soft. And normally, Taiwanese will eat this kind of food in the morning as breakfast. And once a family came to our B&B, they uh, his husband, her husband has cancer, oral cancer, so he cannot eat any solid food. And his wife just asked us that, do we have any porridge or other food that he can eat? Then we decided to change the food and prepare the porridge to then and make the rice as soft as we can. And then they came to us for the second time. After I found that, oh, it is those wife and husband. It is the wife and husband. And I tell the counter that we need to prepare a, a bowl of porridge for the guests. And when I serve this bowl of porridge, I just feel I will never forget the look he watched me. He's so overwhelmed because I remember such a trivial things. So I think service is really important. And you can see that these pictures are uh, guests are barbecuing or celebrating uh, the father's birthday. And we will give them a birthday cake. And we will also prepare a lot of sparklers for our guests. And we will give the someone who is at her birthday a surprise. We will turn off the light and ask everyone to light up the sparklers. And so many guests commented us that when you come to Villa Provence, you will find something magic because you'll find everyone is in a big family. And there's another set of guests. I also prepare a birthday cake for them, although they didn't book a barbecue set. So that's the reason why I ask the purpose of guests why they came here. So here I say that it is the service that runs ahead of guests that is truly heartfelt. Actually, many services can touch or can win the guest's heart. And every time, but I'm not that sure. So every time I'm trying to feel how they feel. So most of the time and most of guests, when they feel so overwhelmed, they will proactively leave some comments and give us feedback, positive feedback. And then it's Iran family. The Iranian has come to Taiwan for many years, and they come to our B&B for over 20 times. So actually, I don't think they are traveling, but they come here just like home. And he, he, one time he told me that it's our daughter's birthday, 6-year-old birthday, and he asked his daughter, "What's your birthday wishes?" And his daughter told him that I want to go to the Villa Provence. And I just asked him that, are you getting tired of this B&B? Because you came here just last month and now you want to come here again. I'm afraid that you will feel bored. But he said that no, that's our daughter's birthday wishes. And he also told me that his daughter wants to watching the setting off the firecrackers on the top of his apartment, but he tell his daughter that it is not allowed to set off the firecracker in on the top of the building in Taipei City. And that and then I just think of maybe we can do something for them. I I decided to make some decorations in their room. I prepare a lot of balloons and a lot of preparations, a lot of decorations that can make her daughter like a little princess. And then I I guide them to the terrace, and then I ask them to close their eyes for 5 seconds, and then that's countdown. And then when they open their eyes, they saw we are they saw the firecrackers sparkling in the night sky. They are so they were so surprised, and they told me that you have a lot of things to do, and you still prepare so much for us. But for me, I tell them, you are not the guests, you are my friends. And then at the end, we served a strawberry cake that's her daughter's favorite. And the father told me that Villa Provence is the second home in Taiwan for them, because no one will prepare so much and do so much for his family. And then this picture is the comment from one of our guests. She tells that we have so nice service compared to other services in other B&Bs. And also talks about that we will guide them and show them the way at night. This this family uh, hasn't didn't arrive at our B&B after 9, so I'm a little bit worried about them, and I just call them and then drive to the place nearby them, and they just need to follow me, so they don't need to worry about getting lost in the mountains. And so, or some people might work so late and they need to, so that's the reason why they came here so late, and they don't need to worry so much about it because I can show them the way. And uh, these guests I show here getting lost for 3 hours, and I just call them and tell them that don't worry and tell me where you are at. And I just check it out and find that it's probably 30 minutes drive from our B&B. Probably at this time, most B&B owner will tell me that you just take a rest and they will find a way out. But I believe that these guests are must be worrisome at this time, at this moment. So I decided to drive to the place nearby them and to find them, and then guide them on the way. And this family also told me that because they got lost, so they had a small quarrel on the way. And when they got to the room, it's already over 10 p.m. And probably I think most of guests will go to sleep or take a rest directly. But the guests didn't do that, and they choose to leave these comments for our B&B. So I think advance to the occasion, we can create touching details. And then the picture here is the traditional Taiwan cuisine. It is called pork knuckle noodles. And there's a tradition that when people eat pork knuckle noodles, it means that we want to help the person get rid of those backlogs. And then this story is from a guest that at 4 p.m. once in the 4 at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and one of our guests told me that they drove and there's a car accident because the car just hit the wall, the mountain, and his mother broke her arms, and they might get they might not get back to us. And then I just told him that you don't need to worry so much if the health is the most important thing. So you just go to the hospital first, and we will refund all of the payments to you, and we welcome your next visit. And after 10 minutes, the guest called me back and told me that they still need to go come to our B&B, and don't want to spend the whole week doing nothing. So at this moment, I decided to ask them to stay there, and I will assign a taxi. I will call a taxi to drive them to us. And luckily, the guest, her mother, uh, is was not that serious. Her mother didn't have a serious injury, and we were discussing what kind of food we can prepare for these guests to get their bad luck away. And my mother just said that, oh, we can prepare the pork knuckle noodles for them. And then when our guests were resting, we served this bowl of pork knuckle noodle for them, and we say, "This is for you to get off your bad luck." And we, you will never forget the guest. Her eyes is it was in tears and felt so overwhelmed. So that's the what I mentioned. We need to create touching details, and then you can see that there are we prepared different food for different festivals. On the upper left, this is brownie cake and the hot wine during the Christmas. And then on the upper right, this is barbecue and pomelo for the Mid-Autumn Festival. This is a big event for Chinese society where people we'll have a family reunion, and we will write some wishes on the pomelo. And so our guests can enjoy what we did for them. And then the lower left, uh, in Taiwan, there's a special festival called Winter Solstice. And this is a traditional food that we will eat during this festival. It is called sweet rice dumpling, tangyuan, and it is also a Hokkaidanese food. And as the picture in the middle, it's rice dumpling. We will eat them on Dragon Ball Festival. And the lower right picture is the food ingredients for rice dumpling, 肉粽. They can do it by themselves. So when guests come to us during these festivals, they can also celebrate this festival together. Okay. These are the decorations we did on the Christmas. And every year we have a tradition. We will invite each of guests and we will ask them to bring a $150 gift, and we can do a gift exchange event. And every year when I post the news or post that we will have a gift exchange activity on Christmas Eve, normally the rooms will be empty because the guests say that there's no place, there's no B&B will do things like this. And we will also make a Christmas tree, and our guests can write their New Year resolutions or their wishes on a small card and then hand those small cards on the Christmas trees. So they will have a different memory in Provence on Christmas. So I think exceeds the expectations of the guests with heart and creativity and stay in their hearts for a long time. And this is the group photo. And when guests saw themselves in the picture, they will also share the posts. And they can this can also help us to increase our brand exposure, and others it will also attract other guests to arouse their interest in our B&Bs. And this is the pictures of Halloween. We will also make the decorations for Halloween. And guests can also take pictures and share those pictures on their social media platforms. And I hope that they can really enjoy the festivals in our B&Bs. And then this is during uh, Chinese New Year. You can see that the picture on the upper left, we have, you can see the spring couplets on the window and some fortune words on it. As for the lower right corner picture, you can see that on one Chinese New Year, we were thinking what we can do to provide something special for our guests. And then we just suddenly came up with an idea that is to maybe guests can write down their spring couplets for themselves. And then let's move to the next picture. It is the picture taken on February 26 in 2017. And you can see that everyone wore a thick jacket. This is a big family, and they booked the whole house, and they just they came here, enjoyed the afternoon tea, and ate the barbecue at night. And after 8 p.m., on the when they were on the way to the rooms, a blackout occurred, suddenly occurred, and we prepare a lot of flashlights and just went to their rooms, went to check them, where their conditions. And we just call the power company and to help us deal with this situation because it is a cold winter night. And we feel so sorry for guests. And we told them that we never meet this kind of situation before. So please give us some time to deal with this situation. And one of the guests was a grandmother. She was 90 something years old, and she told me that don't worry, I'm 90 something years old, and I was quite satisfied with your services, and maybe I'm just so lucky to encounter these blackout. And after her words, I feel so lucky or and fortunate to encounter them also because I think probably most of guests encounter this situation might feel angry or be mad at us, and probably they will ask for refunds. But fortunately, this family didn't do so, and they were so nice. They just at that night they held a flashlight and then singing songs together and also creates another special memory for their family. And at that time, it probably took 2 to 3 hours to repair those situation. And he said that those technicians also have their families. And so we don't need to be hurried. So I felt that these guests is quite special and so considerate. And the next morning, the power still didn't work, and the technician told us that it probably be won't so quick. So although in the morning, but we just have dim light, and we lit up some candles for breakfast, and they took this picture. They said that this is a quite special experience eating breakfast like this. And after a few months, these guests call me again and say that they want to come to our B&B again and just make a joke that this time we won't encounter any blackout, right? And then let's move to relationship maintenance. The service does not end as soon as the guest leaves. You must find a way to keep the guests coming again and again. On the left side, these texts are the information that I will text to our guests after they finish their stays. I write like this: if you are satisfied with our B&B, I want to invite you to leave some comments on our Facebook fan page or Google comments. And these two websites are run by myself. And because nowadays most people will take these comments as reference, and I will invite those who experience our B&B to share their accommodation experience so that other people can see the true comments. And once you press like of our fan page, you you can also see the latest news or information of our B&B. And most of guests are willing to do so. And then these three pictures are the posts from our fan page. And many B&B owner asked me that we need to do so many trivial things a day, like buying food ingredients, cleaning the surroundings, and handling the guests' reservations. What we don't have so much time to update our fan page. And I just told them that actually you don't need to write a long paragraph or long articles. You just simply post a picture or some words descriptions of here and can make then remind or record us. For example, like the first picture, I just took a picture of my dog and I write like this: the splendid mountain view with breeze blowing. I go nowhere on the grass, just lying on the grass, so comfortable. And we one over 200 likes, and a lot of people commented down below and say that, yeah, it's so comfortable to stay there, and I really want to go back to your B&B. And as for the picture in the middle, this is the scone that my mother made. I write like, the sun is shining and we enjoying the afternoon tea. And this hot scone who wants to eat. And many guests commented down below also, and tell us that they really want to enjoy and really want to try this scone. And then though, and this is the benefit of the Facebook fan page. It's about promotional activities. We can integrate online resources with physical activities to maximize the B&B's benefits. And we can also creating trending topics or creating topics to create and share trending topics through holding activities and make it go viral online. Just like we will hold some lottery events or to draw the lots. And we will hold a campaign like this. You just share these information with your three friends, and you can draw some discount or can gain some price. And then it's about interaction with fans. We can interact with fans and get their feedback to improve the B&B, because it's a huge benefit. And then it's about free advertisements, advertising the B&B by word of mouth on social media. It is low cost and we can gain countless business opportunities, because we can simply post those some stories of our B&B on Facebook fan page. It's totally for free. And then it's about brand exposure. We can increase our brand exposure and establish a stronger tie with fans through social media platforms. And then the last one with the crown icon that is gaining popularity. We can share information quickly without boundary restriction, and we can rapidly gain popularity. So the friends or guests can from afar, probably they live in Japan, Singapore, or other countries, they can still see our posts and can interact with us in real time. So that's the part of guest service, guest interactions. And then I want to share the importance of establishing uniqueness. And then I want to share 3 special B&B in Taiwan, how they create their uniqueness to attract their customers. This B&B is located in Penghu. It makes good use of the natural environment. You can see the picture on the left. It is a sheep-shaped building. And you can see that there's a beach in front of the B&B. And when the night comes, they can have a different activity like intertidal zone intertidal zone experience, and in the evening or at night they can see some sea animals. And then the second B&B is located in Yilan. It combines local small farmers, planting ingredients, and handmade DIY experience. It always creates something new for their guests. For example, they build an energy room. When guests can there, they can enjoy the spa. And they also combine the local small farmers plant ingredients. On the lower right, they use the local specialty Sanxin Sanxin scallion. And as for the upper right, that's the DIY, that's the handmade desserts. So they have some special activities to do when they come to this B&B. They won't just stay in the room. And then it's the B&B situated in Miaoli. It's a pet-friendly B&Bs. You can see that each room can have their private grass, and guests don't need to worry about they bring or they take their pet going out with them. So they prepare their they assign the different space for each room. So dogs can play in their private space and don't need to worry about their dog will scare other people. And then probably some guests will take their dogs to the beach, and probably and the housekeeper think that they might use the same they might take their dogs to the bathroom after playing on at the beach. So they built another separate bathrooms for dogs. So they really did a lot for pets and gaining many popularity. And these three B&Bs in Taiwan successfully establish and create their uniqueness and features so that they can have stable guests and loyal customers. And what we just mentioned is that we hope to establish connection with satisfied customers, and so that we can establish the brand favorability. And these two combines together, we can hold on to the hearts of the customers firmly and make them become our loyal customers. And then these three pictures are, I want to make a conclusion that actually we are not just owner of a B&B. We are artists, we are photographers, we are magicians because we create happiness for our guests. Although every day I do the daily routine, but for guests, it is their first time to experience our B&Bs. So I believe that serving happily creates happy service. So I want to, I hope that all of you can bear this in mind, that I hope that you can always have your passion and bring your passion to the guests. Lastly, I hope that we can always bring our happiness to our guests and that good feelings become part of your business. And I wish all of you a prosperous business. Before Q&A section, I want to show you a 10-minute clip. That is, I just mentioned that I will show this video to our guests in the morning. So when I want to show this video to you, and this video can let our guests know more about Villa Provence. These pictures shows how this B&B was built. This place starts from scratch, from zero. So before we came here, it looks like this originally. We will let them know before building this B&B to do a lot of work on maintaining the environment. This is a picture of the information It's in every April and May. When you're walking, you can see the fireflies glittering at night. This is customers that tend to us from they were a couple to they become wife and husband, and they came to us for shopping pictures for their wedding ceremony. This one year, super cold. Second project. And this is the award ceremony that we and the certification. We don't need to keep telling our customers that we provide how considerate services to them. Now we just show them this clip. Some companions or companies that after I take pictures for our guests, I will update and post those pictures to our Facebook fan page. And these clip and those guests will ask us that when will you put our pictures in this clip? And I say, then when the next time you come here, you can see that. This is some notes and gifts that our guests gave us. And I leave these gifts and comments and notes is because one day I might encounter some difficulties of running this BNB, and when I read these notes, I can have the energy again. So this is the clip that I just mentioned. I will show our guests during their breakfast. So that's the that's all of my presentation, and we will have 10 minutes break first and then move to Q&A. Thank you so much. Okay, after 2 hours of my sharing, do you have any questions? We can also discuss together. Or do you have any special experience, or do you want to share your thoughts? And the first question is that when it rains, will it be more difficult to go to your B&B? And as for the second question, do your B&B provide other extra outdoor activities? Uh, the first question is about, will it be more difficult to get to our B&B when it rains? Because I just mentioned that it is quite deep there. And so when it rains so heavily, or when the nights came out, I will immediately call call my guests that we can gather at the foot of a hill, and we can gather there. And although it only took 3 minutes, but I will still go for them and to guide them. They just need to follow us to the B&B. And as for the second question, does your B&B provide any other outdoor activities or facilities? So far, we don't provide other outdoor activities and facilities because our feature is that you can come here and enjoy the mother nature, and you can watch the beautiful and splendid mountain views. And we hope that when our guests can come here, enjoy the great environment, the nature, and you can gain some energy from the environment. And this is the end of my presentation. I'm so honored and pleased to share my story with you, to share this experience with friends from South America. And I'm not sure whether it really helps you or not, but I still need to say thank you to you and the housekeeper of the Nanzhuang Villa Provence, Cassie Zhen. I hope that all of you can always keep passionate about what you are doing. I hope that your business can be prosperous. Thank you so much.